All right, we're here with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. It's the eve of UFC 210, obviously a fighter and fight you're very invested in with Chris Weidman, taking on Gegard Mousasi. And as someone that I'm sure has had a lot of discussions with Chris going into this fight, how does Chris go into this fight without the pressure of this is must win and putting that extra burden that a fight already presents enough hurdles in and of itself to just be calm, go in and do what you have been doing professionally at the highest level?
Well, I think Chris has always been very good at going into fights and not really putting a whole lot of pressure on himself, especially with the crowd, knowing that his last two his last two fights being losses. He's very confident going into this fight. His mind is right. He's got a great support system around him, so I think that has a lot to do with his confidence level going into this fight. So I think he's going to go out there and do what he does best, looking for the takedown. He's got great ground and pound. I think he's better than Mousasi, all around. So I think he's got the advantage in that. So, you know what? Just looking out there and hoping for an exciting fight for, obviously, Chris Weidman.
Looking at yourself, you're just fresh off knee surgery. How's the knee post-surgery?
Oh, man, it's great. I was actually walking back on it the next day. So it was orthoscopic, torn MCL, meniscus tear. So they went in orthoscopically. It was a short surgery, so in and out. They gave me 4 to 6 weeks. So we're looking at September to go out there in the octagon again. So I'm itching the bits to get back out there and do it again.
And when did you notice that this was more than just kind of the typical aches and pains, that this was something significant after the Woodley fight?
It happened in the 5th round. I ended up getting punched in the back of the head. I went back and looked and see exactly where that knee injury happened because I wanted to know. Right after the fight, I wasn't really sure when and during the fight it did happen, but it was about 3 hours after. Once the adrenaline wore off, I was like, this is not just a normal knee ache. Having 4 surgeries previously to this one, I knew that it was something wrong. Didn't really know it was the MCL, but I figured it was some meniscus, and that's what they ended up going in there and shaving off.
When you're looking down the road at September, you've always been one of those guys, whoever I'm presented with, cool. But once you get to a certain level, there is a lot of strategy involved. What is the way that I can navigate this very deep division that is 170 pounds? Do you look at that and say, I have to take the right fights, or is it, I'm happy with whatever's thrown at me?
You know what? It is a little, as a fighter, I do want to fight just anybody. Of course, I got coaches and a management company who wants to make the best decision for me. There's a lot of guys in the top 5 that I would love to fight. Robbie Lawler, for instance, but I hear he's getting ready to fight Donald Cerrone. Condit, but then there again, you're not really sure if he's going to be fighting again. Of course, you got Damian Maia, and he's getting ready to fight Masvidal. So I don't know, man. I don't know who's going to be next. It's kind of up in the air right now.
Is there a part of you that looks that, maybe not rooting one fighter over the other, but a Tyron Woodley loss around here, it's like that always throws a division up in the air?
Oh, it does. But you know what? I have a hard time thinking that there's going to be anybody else in the division. It could happen, but that's going to defeat Tyron. Tyron's a very strong wrestler. He's got a good base. If Damian Maia wins, I think he's going to get that. He's got to get that next title shot. He's definitely earned it. But he's going to have a hard time getting Tyron Woodley to the ground. And obviously, if you're standing up with the guy, you got to watch out for the mean right hand. He can put anybody away with that thing. So yeah. But like you said, with the loss against Tyron, it's going to make this division pretty exciting, man, because you never know what's going to happen.
All right, final question here. We heard you on the MMA Hour this past Monday with Ariel Helwani. A tornado begins as you're on the phone, and this guy finishes the interview. Did everything turn out okay? What was the ramifications of this tornado that I don't think I've ever heard an MMA fighter continue an interview mid-tornado?
It was pretty crazy because that's something we do not get in South Carolina, which is this year's been pretty crazy because another one, a touchdown several months ago. And, we were in the middle of I was actually parked doing the interview with Ariel Helwani, getting ready for these kids to come out because we have an after-school program. I'm on the bus. Next thing you know, you get all these teachers, hundreds of teachers running out, telling everybody to run inside. People on the buses, parents in the school. So we had to run in there, keep the kids calm. But you know what? I'm all about finishing what I started. Finished the interview with Ariel Helwani. It was pretty exciting. I know he loved it, but everything ended up turning out okay.
Everyone was safe.
Oh yeah, everybody was safe.
Well, a total pro here, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson.